Čuli smo Nikolu Radišića, nova rezolucija Evropskog parlamenta usvaja se, kako je rekao, za 2-3 meseca, a Evropska zelena stranka upozorila je danas da vlasti u Srbiji podrivaju put zemlje u Evropsku uniju i pozvali su Uniju da prestane da finansira vladu koja razgrađuje demokratiju i da prestane da štiti predsednika Vučića. Kao predsednica Zelenih Vula Tsetsi kaže da mora biti konsekvenci jer predsednik Vučić napada mirne demonstrante, podriva nezavisnost pravosuđa, ograničava medijske slobode i slabi demokratske institucije. Vula Tsetsi u poseti Srbiji narednih dana i večeras je moja gošća. Gospođo Tsetsi, dobroveče i hvala što ste ovde sa nama.
Good evening. It's a pleasure for me to be here.
I ja bih počela jednim ličnim pitanjem. Pre pola godine, u septembru mesecu, vi ste bili ovde, bili ste na protestu u Novom Sadu, kada se emanirala demokratija u svojoj punoći ovde u Srbiji, kada je policija intervenisala u kampusu. Vi ste tada izvređani od predsednika Vučića i iz bezbednosnih razloga zajedno sa svojim kolegom ste napustili Srbiju. Da li danas dolazite sa nelagodom u našu zemlju ili dolazite rado?
I would say that, of course, what happened in September last year was quite exceptional because it was absolutely no reason for a president to attack us, no reason to insult us, no reason to threaten us. But the point is not that. That moment we have witnessed what's going on in this country and how people are intimidated in the daily life. So for me, the visit today and in the coming days with my political family, because I will not be alone, I will be with the European Green Party board, is a signal of we follow very closely what's going on in the country, we are not intimidated, and we would like to help us all together towards the European integration.
Pre nego što popričamo o tome kako je moguće pomoći, sa kim ćete se još sresti ovde dok ste u Beogradu?
Yes, we have, of course, the first meeting and the most important with our political family, the ZLF. We will organize some events where we will invite the civil society and we will meet several other organizations, but mainly also we need to have the meeting of our board where we discuss strategy. We go outside Brussels not very often, and the fact that we decided to come here is quite of an importance because we want to show our full solidarity to the country, but also once more underline that we are following what's going on, and between September last year and today we are extremely worried because the trends, they are not good in different levels, from the attack to the protesters, from the police violence, from what's going on with the independent media, from the judicial reforms. We are very worried and we would like to be part of the discussions and report back in Brussels and see how we can act and which kind of follow-up we need to give, especially in these particular moments, because maybe at a certain moment elections will take place and everybody needs to be prepared.
Okay. Govoreći u Briselu, danas smo dobili informaciju iz Evropske komisije od njihovog portparola da se i dalje razmatra ideja o uskraćivanju sredstava za Srbiju iz plana rasta. Evropski zeleni, Renew Europe, traži od Evropske komisije da uskrati 1,6 milijardi koliko je bilo predviđeno još od 2023. za Srbiju. Zašto po vašem mišljenju Evropska komisija i dalje ima dilemu, budući da je situacija takva kako je vi opisujete s jedne strane, a na drugoj strani kao ključni problem uzima pravosudne zakone koji su samo kap u moru problema u kojima smo?
Yes. I will say that when it comes to the position of our group in the European Parliament, we support that it is important that the money that they are linked to a process, enlargement process, but also a process which is very much linked to reforms. If these reforms are not taking place, the money should be frozen. It's exactly the same what happened in Hungary for many years. But there is one difference that I would like to underline, because we should not punish the civil society. We should not punish all the organizations that they want freedom and they want democracy in the country. Therefore, together with the freezing of the budget, we need to make sure that there are enough money via other funds like Horizon, like Endowment for Democracy, like Erasmus, which independently from the government, they support civil society and the population.
Da, jer ključno pitanje je, čini mi se, kada govorimo o novcu, kako kazniti vlast, a ne kazniti građane, budući da je to novac koji ide u budžet, između ostalog.
Yes, certainly you are right, there is a real dilemma and also a balance. Therefore, I insist that it is important that we increase existing sources of funding, that they go directly to the civil society and to the organizations. There is absolutely nothing new. This funding exists, but we need to make sure that they will be increased in order to compensate the fact that the European Commission cannot treat Serbia and Vučić like business as usual. This country is deteriorating. The moment that is deteriorating, the only way to send a very clear message is to say stop to the funding, because it goes to autocrats, it goes to the government, and it is not really helping the necessary reforms.
Da li mislite da u Briselu, da u Evropskoj komisiji, da u Evropskom savetu, pa čak i u Evropskom parlamentu i dalje postoji dilema da je moguće Srbiju vratiti na evropski put sa Vučićem, ili mislite na čelu, ili mislite da je ta dilema nestala, da sa njim na čelu Srbija ne može da se vrati na evropski put?
I will start with the fact that 10 months ago, President Weber, who is the president of the biggest group in the European Parliament, the EPP, but also the president of the European political family of the EPP, started a process of monitoring what's going on with his affiliated party, the SNS, which is affiliated party of the EPP. The first thing we would like to know is what are the results, because we do not believe that with what's going on and with the deterioration of the situation, you need 10 months to find out that here there is a big problem. And I start from that because, of course, the EPP is a key player, is the same political family as the President of the European Commission, and it is important that the signal starts already from the political families. There is a dilemma for us. It should not be a dilemma, because if we want to give a real future perspective to Serbia when it comes to the European integration, the only way to do it is without Vučić. And this is a clear crossing path for the moment, especially after also the results of the elections in Hungary with Magyar. I can tell you there is hope. There is hope for change, and we should really invest on that.
Da, i sada kada govorimo o Mađarskoj i kada govorimo o uspehu Petera Magyara, ne mogu a da ne pomenem da je i Peter Magyar član EPP-a, kao što je i Vučić pridruženi član EPP-a. I hajde da vas pitamo ovo, da li mislite da će EPP, koji je pokrenuo proces protiv SNS-a, a početak tog procesa je bio napad na vas lično, posle toga se to pokrenulo, u septembru mesecu u Novom Sadu, dakle, da li će EPP da pokuša da svoja dva člana, Petera Magyara i Aleksandra Vučića, spoji, pomiri, ili će se lišiti jednog od njih?
From what I followed, first of all, there is absolutely no way to sack Magyar. Magyar is, let's say, a person that we need to invest because there is the post-Orban and there is quite a lot of work to be done in Hungary. And I think that the European Union and most of the political families, the democratic families, they put a lot of hope on the reforms that we need to be done in Hungary. So the question is Vučić. And as you know, Vučić did not support Magyar, but supported Orban. Both Putin and Orban, they were very close, as Orban with Vučić. Therefore, the question is very important for the EPP to have internal political coherence, because if they want to play, and they can play an important role in Hungary, then they should be able to do exactly the same thing in Serbia. Therefore, this ambiguity of continuing with Vučić being an observer party in the same political family needs to be solved as soon as possible.
Da. Dan posle izbora u Mađarskoj, predsjednik Vučić je gostovao na javnom servisu ovde u Beogradu i vrlo je jasno rekao da će da prihvati sve evropske predloge, da usvoji sve evropske reformske zakone koje je preostalo Srbiji da usvoji, da će prihvatiti sve preporuke ODIHR-a i da će prihvatiti što god da kaže Venecijanska komisija u pogledu ovih pravosudnih zakona. Mislim da sutra Venecijanska komisija treba da donese to mišljenje. Tako je bar najavljeno. Ono što je moje pitanje za vas je, da li vi, da li vaše kolege iz ostalih evropskih partija verujete da će to biti tako posle 10 godina, kako ste sami rekli, ugrožavanja i unazađivanja situacije u Srbiji?
Yeah. There is zero trust. The trust is completely lost, at least when it comes to our political family. And I would like to say that because I'm coming back in September. After all these demonstrations, Vučić said that he will do the necessary steps to protect the students. He did exactly the opposite. He did even a step further to go to the university in Belgrade. He said that he will protect the media. What's going on with N1? What are we following from outside with the chief of editor leaving? What's going on with the reforms that recently have voted when it comes to the judicial system? I mean, things are going in the very wrong direction, and he has all the power through the years to change them. Therefore, we don't trust him. The question is, in which moment the European Commission will start to act even with a more firm way and explain that it cannot continue like that. There is a form of responsibility that the European Union has when it comes to Vučić and to his future and the role he plays when it comes to the European perspective. I would like to repeat, for us is fundamental the European perspective of Serbia in the European Union.
Zašto Evropska komisija, tačno, predsjednica Evropska komisija je u EPP-u i tako dalje, ali nisu svi u EPP-u. Zašto Evropska komisija ima tu dilemu o kojoj govorite? Da li da bude čvršća, da li da bude aktivnija, da li da sprovede konkretne akcije protiv vlade koja ne napreduje na evropskom putu, ni na koji način?
The European Commission acts as a colleague, as a college. They are active collectively. And Mrs. van der Leyen has a lot of power on influencing the matters. But I don't want only to focus on her. We have also to think about the European Council, the member states, the president of the European Council. I really think that it is important that in order to save this European perspective for Serbia, which is very important for Serbia, but is also very important for the European Union, that the European Union acts not only by freezing the funds, but also by making sure that free elections can take place. Therefore, it is very important not to have any taboo when it comes to international and European observers for the elections, for the next elections.
Mi smo imali međunarodne posmatrače i na izborima 2023. i na lokalnim izborima pre nepunih mesec dana i na izborima koji su se u međuvremenu dešavali. Izborni uslovi su se do te mere pogoršali da posmatračka misija CRTA je izgovorila posle izbora u 10 lokalnih zajednica da Srbija više nema izbore. Dakle, kada kažete Srbija treba da ima slobodne izbore, kako zamišljate da se to dogodi, budući da smo na ovim izborima gledali i sekiru ispred biračkih mesta?
Yes. Certainly, there is no guarantee, but it must be a strategy when it comes to the next steps. And the next steps, as I said, is also for the European Commission to send a very clear message by cutting and freezing the fundings for the moment. If we have elections and the European Commission is not acting, how can you help the credibility of the whole process? Magyar, he made his campaign by promising to the citizens that he will really defreeze the funds and he will deblock the situation, unblock the situation that Orban created through the years. That has been a very important instrument of his campaign. Therefore, I would like to start from that, because if you come very close to the elections and they are not political steps taken by the institutions before, obviously it will be too late. And of course, when it comes to the electoral process, all the means and the ways, they have to be put in place. But you need also to send a clear signal. There is a deterioration of the situation in this country. You know, I'm talking to some people and I'm shocked to see that before even they talk to me, they look around with fear to see, can we really talk? Can we say something? I mean, this is not possible for a candidate country, and this is not the future that the Serbia population should have. Therefore, you are right, there is never guarantee, but you need to have a plan, and the plan should start now. Now, by the end of the month, we will have the Venice recommendations. I mean, some of them, they are already too late, because part of the reforms when it comes to the judicial system took place. And you need to find a balance between action and timing.
Vratila bih se na izbore, pomenuli ste Petera Mađara. On je pobedio Viktora Orbana pod uslovima, pod Orbanovim uslovima, da tako kažem, u Mađarskoj. Ovde postoji neki nepisani društveni dogovor da Vučića treba pobediti pod njegovim uslovima, dakle u ovome u čemu živimo i u izborima kakvi su bili pre nepunih mesec dana, i da nema pomoći da se ti izborni uslovi poprave. Dakle, to je otprilike situacija ovde. Kako mislite da je moguće naterati, kojim mehanizmima je moguće naterati vlast da popravi izborne uslove? Ja ne mislim da usvoji zakone, mislim da ne bude tuče, razbijanih glava, kupovine glasova i ostalo.
Yeah. I will start by saying, with this parallelism between Hungary and Serbia, that one of the successful recipes of Magyar and also of the opposition was to really support that he runs without competition. So a lot of the progressive forces, they decided not to run. Not because they were supporting Magyar, but they wanted to fight Orban. So when it comes to the situation in Serbia, I will say that it is very important to be able for the opposition progressive forces to sit together, to discuss and to have a common strategy. Because if they will be split, that it will not work. You can change all the laws, you can really change a lot of things, but you need also to change the strategy. And what Magyar did with all the progressive parties, which they say we will not run because we need to fight and to really come out of the regime of Orban. That was the only way to have a successful result.
Pomenuli ste opoziciju koja treba da se dogovori, mi imamo i studente, imamo taj studentski pokret, vi ste političarka, šta vam kaže vaš politički instinkt? Da li treba igrati na jednu listu u Srbiji, budući da znate kakve su političke prilike ovde, ili treba imati 2 ili 3 liste?
I cannot really seem that I want to interfere in the processes. I can only tell you, with my experience, more you split, more you have the chances to lose. Therefore, more you are united, more you have the chances to win.
Vaš kolega u današnjem saopštenju partije Evropskih zelenih, vaš kolega koji je citiran Kiran Kaf je rekao da Evropski zeleni podržavaju, da vi podržavate zahteve opozicije i studenta da se bez odlaganja održe izbori, a kada se to desi, mi ćemo tu da pomognemo, da se obezbedi da oni budu fer i pravedni, to ste i vi malo čas o tome govorili. Ali kada kažete da se bez odlaganja održe izbori, budući da predsjednik Vučić je neodlučan o datumu izbora i mi zapravo nemamo nikakvih signala niti političke logike kojom možemo da se vodimo kada će ti izbori biti raspisani, da li postoje mehanizmi kojima Evropska unija zemlju kandidata može na neki način da ohrabri, ajde tako da kažem, odnosno tu vladu da te izbore raspiše što pre?
I think that several resolutions also of the European Parliament, they call for fair elections as soon as possible. This is also our political line. And I think that it is important not to wait too long, but the moment, of course, of the elections is Vučić who calls the shot on that. And he will probably choose the best moment that he thinks that it will be for him to continue to his regime. But therefore, for the opposition, it is very important to start organize themselves not too late, because things can go very fast, and being very fast, maybe that will not be the most successful strategy. So I will not concentrating on the timing, I will concentrate on the strategy and the need for a real coordination of the opposition.
Gospođo Tsetsi, hvala što ste bili gošća televizije N1.
Thank you very much.
Bila ovo ko predsjednica Evropske partije zelenih, Vula Tsetsi.